The debate continues to rage on what's better, a HELOC or a cash-out refinance. In certain markets at certain different times, one trumps the other. In this time, at this point, it is better to do a HELOC over a cash-out refinance. And we're going to go over some simple numbers, and we're going to go over the cost, what to expect, and what's going to put more money into your life. One's going to be a $250,000 mistake just on a simple refinance, and one is going to get you that relief, that monthly payment that you're looking for without costing you 30 years or even running up the bill after 1, 2, or 3 years. Hi, I'm Mike Bonn with the Cash Flow Company, and for the last 30 plus years, I've been working in the finance industry. We work in an industry that is heavily reliant on loans, on borrowing money. We are working with people who want to use debt, but don't want debt to use them. What is my best options when I'm looking at a loan that'll impact me now, which is saving the money, but not also put a burden on me later in life? And that's why it's important that I go over from an unbiased opinion, HELOC versus the cash out refinance. I want to make sure you understand we're not talking about eliminating debt. We're talking about using debt wisely so it pumps more money into your life. We want you to be paying less so you can enjoy more of your life with the money you have. So the conversation, like I said, changes as rates change. Right now, we're in a higher rate environment than we were 2 or 3 years ago. And the benefit of a HELOC over a cash out refinance is 5 simple things. Number 1, it costs little to nothing to refinance into a HELOC. Number 2, more funds are available when you're looking at a HELOC over a cash-out refinance. Number 3, you're not going to pull your biggest loan, which is your mortgage that has a great rate, into these higher rates. Number 4, a HELOC is fast and simple. And number 5, you're not going to have that feeling that you're making a mistake, that you're pulling all this debt into a new higher interest. That's going to cost you now and into the future. Before we go over some simple numbers, I wanted to go through a couple of basics about a HELOC and a cash-out refinance. Number 1, just to understand, a HELOC is a mortgage just like a cash-out refinance. It will be a lien on your property just like the cash-out refinance. So they're both mortgages. Number 2, a HELOC, we're going to use the word HELOC, but it's just a generic term as an equity line on your property. It can be a fixed rate. It could be an adjustable rate. It could be a short-term, long-term. They come in all shapes and sizes. I know a lot of people like to talk about these products like they're going to be adjustable and they'll take off on you. You don't have to worry about that. HELOCs or home equity lines come in fixed rates also. Now let's run through some of the numbers on a cash out versus a HELOC. Number 1, we mentioned that a HELOC costs less than a cash out refinance. Typically, what you're going to find on a HELOC, most of them are free, no charge if you keep them 2 to 3 years. So even if they do charge you, it's somewhere in the $400 to $500 range. Compare that to a cash-out refinance. Even on a $250,000 loan, you're looking at somewhere between $3,000 and $8,000 just for the cost to refinance. We also talked about more funds available. On a cash-out conventional loan, they cap you at 75%. So that means you can only borrow up to 75% of the current value of your property. Now compare that to a HELOC. A HELOC on most of them go between 80 and 85%. So it means another 5 to 10% available to you if you need it for debt consolidation. Number 3, we talked about pulling your mortgage into the debt. So if the debt is $250,000 on your home, you owe 3 to 4%. That's your interest rate on your mortgage currently. Why would you pull that up to 7%? So why would you double the rate, the cost of your current mortgage just to take care of a little problem? We also said it's fast and simple. That means it's going to be less paperwork and closing in 1 to 3 weeks compared to 3 to 4 for a refinance. Number 5, you won't feel like you made a big financial mistake because as the numbers that we're going to go through is going to show you, you are going to get what you want, which is a little relief on your monthly payments, and you're not going to tack on tens to even hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra debt over your lifetime. Now, I want to show you with real numbers how this impacts your life. We're just going to go through the highlights here. We're going to do another video. We're going to go through all the numbers in detail. So we're going to use numbers right from Dave Ramsey's website, the average debt in America. He has the average real estate, car, and credit card debt listed on his website. We're going to use his numbers as a reference point to show you at this particular time how a HELOC beats a cash out refinance. And we're going to put the link below if you want to go out and see the numbers he has for the average. But he has an average of about $290,000 in debt. That includes the home, the car, and the credit card. Now, we know there's people out there even with a higher mortgage or car or debt, and that just means that these numbers would even multiply to a higher number of savings for you. So his 290 as far as overall debt, we're going to take that 290, we're going to assume the mortgage has been out there for 2 to 3 years, because most people that we're talking to refinanced when rates were low, somewhere between the 2 to 4%. We're going to use 4% in our example. And if you have a lower interest rate, that just means there's more savings available for you. In this scenario, we have a client that has payments of about $2,700 for their mortgage, their car, and their credit card. Their whole goal is to save. They need to save some money. They need some relief, maybe on skipping payments and their monthly debt toll. And they're looking to save. In this scenario, it's going to come out to about $700 off their monthly debt bills. And like I said, we're doing a video that's going to break all these down so you can see the numbers in detail. Now, if they're looking to refinance in this current environment, they're going to wrap all of that debt, the mortgage, the car, the credit card, into one new mortgage. And in this environment, they're going to end up with a rate of around 7%. With a rate of 7% and a mortgage of around $295,000, and in this refinance, they're looking at saving about $700 per month on their bills. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for some relief so they could put some more money into their life. Maybe it's for family, friends, trips, whatever. They just want more money into their life, and that's why they're looking at a refi. Now, that's an option, and it's an option out there that everyone is marketing, advertising for. But here's a better option. You leave your mortgage alone. It's at an all-time low rate. Take your debt, move it into a home equity line of credit, HELOC. Now, the difference you're going to find between a cash-out refinance and using a HELOC is all we're going to do is concentrate on the debt other than the mortgage. In this case, we're going to consolidate the car and the credit cards into one new loan, keeping the mortgage separate, and we're creating a new HELOC for a little over $57,000. That's going to pay the average, according to Dave Ramsey, for the car and the credit cards. So we're going to take the car, the credit card, the debt, we're going to consolidate it into a new HELOC at 9% on a fixed rate. And it's going to give us the same savings. It's still going to save us the $700 per month that we're looking for in the debt relief. The only difference is it's not going to cost us $250,000 over the life of the loans. So getting into a cash out refinance, it's going to cost you $250,000 over the life of that loan. Compare that to the HELOC, gives you the same benefits, saving you the same amount of money, but it's only going to add about $6,000 or $7,000 over the life of the loans. Compare that, $250,000 to between $6,000 and $7,000. And they both give you the same thing, which is the relief you need to live your life now. And I know what people are going to say, but I'm not going to keep the mortgage 30 years. It doesn't matter. After year one, the difference between the HELOC and the cash out is still close to $13,000 in favor of the HELOC, and it just climbs from there. So this is the highlights. Now we're going to go through all of the numbers. We're going to take Dave's numbers. We're going to break them down so you see each step, how it goes, because that's important for some people. Other people just want to know what's the right step. The right step to get to that next level. The next level is debt relief. And it's better in this market to use a HELOC over a cash out refinance. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to put the money back into your life, but it's not going to put the burden of $250,000 plus if you have more debt than $290,000 into your future. In this environment, HELOCs win over cash out refinance. If you're looking for more information or have questions, check out our website, smartwithdebt.com. It is a division of the cash flow company because we work with that. We want to make sure you're in the right debt. We believe in debt. We just don't believe in the wrong overpriced debt. HELOCs in this environment are going to save you money, save you time, and going to put more money back into your life where it belongs and less in the bankers.